All righty. I think we are officially live. And today I'm pretty excited because, well, sun's out. How can you not be excited when the sun's out? But we are getting closer to tomorrow doing a free live email list building workshop, brand new material. First time I've ever broken this down in the way that I'm breaking it down. And also the first time that I am going to be doing a nighttime workshop. It's been almost 3 years. I'll have to look up the exact date when the last one I did, but it's been a while. So we are going to be doing that tomorrow night. If you are watching this and you want to attend the live workshop, head on over to, let's see here, right there, brandcreators.com/workshop. If you're watching this before July 15th or on July 15th, 9:00 p.m. Eastern time, if you go there, you will be able to attend live. If you're watching this even a day or two after, you can still go there. If we have a replay available, we will let you know. Hopefully we will. Fingers crossed that it records. That's the biggie, is if it records. But I'm really excited about that because we are going to be breaking down how we built an email list from 0 to 9,332 subscribers in a very, very weird niche. And we're going to be sharing all of that. I say we, myself, and Chris Schaefer. So excited about that. All right. So here's what we're going to do today. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I started talking about, or actually I gave a little bit of detail on this. When was that? When did I do that one here? Let's see. It was last week, I believe. Yeah, it was July 7th. It was the simple email launch plan to test product ideas. And that one there was an example of my son who has built a list, very, very small list, tiny list. I'll give you guys the numbers here in a minute. And I was talking about how he did it and how he wanted to offer a product to kind of test the idea. And I told you guys that he was going to be doing that and wanted to sell, I believe he wanted to sell 5 or 10. 5 would have been good and 10 would have been amazing. But I'll break that down for you guys, what that looked like. But today, what I'm going to be talking about is exactly that. New tiny email list that turned into profit in 7 days. That's the headline that I'm going to go with for this coffee talk and this podcast episode. So that's what we're going to be doing. Before we do get rocking and rolling, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me okay. So if you guys can give me a thumbs up or give me something in the comments that says, yes, I can see you, I can hear you. That way there, I know that everything is hooked in properly, because sometimes you do this and you find out later, you know what? Wasn't working. So yeah, want to make sure that we are recording. All right. So let's see. I'll give it a minute or so here. Good. Okay, good. Awesome. What's up, Troy? Good to see you. Scooby Life. Cool. Salma, what's up? Okay, we can hear you clearly. Awesome. All right, cool. All right, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to kick this baby off, and I'm going to go ahead and get on to it. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back. This time I'm going to be talking, or today I'm going to be talking about something that has happened recently. And really, it's going to be, of course, because I've been going beast mode here with email list building. We're going to talk about the size of a list, but I'm going to give you an example of a tiny email list that turned into a profit in 7 days. I talked about this in a couple of episodes ago where I was sharing with you guys. My son was building an email list, very, very small, and he wanted to test a new product idea before he actually started offering it to the public. And I'm going to give you guys an update on that. But I'm also going to do this because a lot of people think that they got to have this massive list in order to be successful. A lot of people think that the bigger the list, the more money you're going to make. And that can be true, but it has to be the right people. And then what happens when people hear that is they feel like, well, I have to build a big list, which is going to take me a long time, and I'm not really going to make any money for a long time as well. And so I'm going to share with you an example. It's kind of crazy, actually, of how my son recently, who's 23, by the way, and he started to build a list, did it all on his own. Obviously, he, has heard me talk about this. He's, even went through some of my trainings because, he does some of the editing and stuff for my podcast and things. So he has an understanding of it, but he basically set everything up himself and sent out his own emails and did this in 7 days. And I thought he should have went a little bit longer, to be honest with you. I thought he should have built it up for at least 2 weeks. I like to go 30 days, but he was a little impatient. Hey, can't blame him. I've done that myself. Built the list very, very small, and then decided to launch this MVP product, minimum viable product, for those of you that don't know what that means, and did okay with it. Actually brought in money and didn't pay anything for the list. So I want to break that down for you, but I really want to highlight that if you're just starting and you think you have to have a massive list, you don't. There's numerous examples that I could share with you. The one that I'll share with you, which I've talked about it before, was I built a list. Actually, let me go back even further. When my wife and I were photographers years ago, we built a list using what I call the fishbowl method. That's where we took a fishbowl, put it out for a fundraiser that we were doing for a school. We showed off some of our stuff on easels, some of our pictures, some of our portraits that we were taking for families. And then we had a fishbowl that said, hey, put your name and email address in here, and we'll go ahead and pick a winner at the end of this thing. And the winner will get a $199 photo shoot for free. And so we did that and got about 50 people, I think 50, 60 people it was. And from those 50, 60 people, we were able to get bookings for future sessions because why? They were interested in what we had to offer, and we put a good lead magnet out there. The lead magnet was win a free photo shoot for $200. Okay. So that was a list of 50 people, small, tiny. Okay. And I think when we ended up kind of moving out of the brick and mortar business, I think we had a total of 300, maybe 400. I'd have to look back and see the exact numbers. Maybe 400 people over the course of like 6-7 years of building that. But these were prospects and customers. And that list was allowing us being able to future sell and book appointments months in advance. Okay. So that's just one example of a small list. Another example of a small list that has worked well for me is I was building a list on YouTube. Okay. I put out some YouTube videos. This is like probably 10, 12 years ago, maybe even longer, probably longer. And I was putting out free videos showing people how to do photo editing using Photoshop and how to do it for your photography business, and built that list up to about 1,000 people over about 6 to 7 months. And then from there, I was able to launch my first digital product and ended up selling $12,500 in just about 3 days. 1,000 people found out what they wanted. I built my KLT, know, like, and trust. And from there, was able to sell them stuff. Okay. And that was just one launch. After that, I did multiple launches and just grew that list to be a little bit bigger. I think when I ended that for New Portrait Biz, that list was probably just touching 10,000 people. But it took, 6-7 years to do that. But that list, it allowed me to really build an online business in the photography space that I had for years, and did a lot of money and supported my family. So started with 1,000-person email list. Actually started with a smaller 100-person. Then it went to 300 people and then to 500 people. And as I was growing it, I was still nurturing it. And that's the big one, right? So let's kind of talk about this now that I think we've proven that you don't need to have a massive list. You do need to have a list of people that are interested in what you have to offer. That is the key. That is one of the secrets. Okay. And speaking of secrets, if you're watching this or listening to this and you want to go through the process that we've used to build lists, and one in particular is we did this one method. It's kind of like the fishbowl method. And we built a list of 9,332 subscribers in a very weird niche. We have an upcoming workshop, depending on when you're listening to this. If you're listening to this on the podcast, it might have already passed, but go ahead to brandcreators.com/workshop. And if it is over with, there may be a way for you to watch the replay. So just go to brandcreators.com/workshop. Or if we do another live workshop, you'll be invited. So go there. Okay. But one of the secrets is really dialing in your target and attracting the right people. Okay. That's the main thing. If we get that right, you can put up an ugly page, which we did. I'm kind of embarrassed to actually share this on my workshop, but I'm going to do it because I think it's important. But an ugly page, not even good pictures. And that thing, boom, took off. We had over 699 comments on our Facebook post that we used to drive people over to our lead magnet, which captured the 9,332 subscribers. We had over 2,200 likes and reactions and emojis and all of that stuff. And we had over, I think it was over 12 or 1,300. No, I take that back. It was like 950 shares. Okay. And in those comments, a lot of people were tagging people in there. So that was also getting more reach. And it was utilizing a really, really good lead magnet that was attracting the right people. So that's the big one. Okay. So let's kind of go through what just happened with my son, and I'll kind of give it to you so you can see a tiny list, brand new, tiny list. And I'll give you the number. You ready for the number? It's not 50 people. It's less than what I started with. 32 people. 32 email addresses. Collected 32 email addresses over the course of 7 days. And during that time was basically letting them know about what was about to happen, because one of the things that got these people to sign up was, if you're interested in this thing, okay, that I'm going to be offering as a pre-release, anyone that enters their name and email is going to also be put into a fishbowl, and I'll pick out a winner. Okay. So the lead magnet was, here's this thing that you can get early access to, and I'm also going to give one away to a lucky winner. So out of 32 people, one person is going to get it. 31 people, okay, is going to have the opportunity to get it before you release it to the public. So that was the lead magnet, by the way. Okay. Now, 32 people, one person's going to get one for free. But here's the cool thing. That one person may still want to buy one or two or three. Okay. So 32 people, the product that he was selling as a pre-release was $50. He sent out, I believe it was 6, maybe 7 emails in the course of those 7 days. And at the very end, sold 7 units. So $350. Now, I know these aren't huge, massive numbers, but think about that. Set something up 7 days, okay, before actually making it live, getting 32 people to go to a page from YouTube, by the way. So he created one YouTube video. He's got about 1,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. So small YouTube channel, 1,000 subscribers, put up one video, told people what he was going to do. Those people went over to a landing page, put in their email, their name, and wanted to be notified when this thing was going to be released and to enter to win one. Okay. 32 people did that. Out of those 32 people, 7 people purchased. That's $350 in 7 days. That was basically created from a free video that offered and attracted the right people, brought them over to a page, got them to email or enter their email and their name. And then from there, on their list, from there, offer a product as a pre-sale. 7. Didn't quite hit his 10, went more than his 5, but now he's got 7 customers. Okay. And those customers will probably buy more stuff when he's releasing it. Okay. Now, this is just, again, a small example of what can be done. And so many people overcomplicate this process or think they got to have a massive list. So you might be saying, well, Scott, $350. Is it a digital product? Is it a physical product? It's a physical product. Okay. So how much did he make on that $350? It's around a 60% margin. Even if it was a 50% margin, it's half of that, right? Not too bad. Okay. Not too bad. To test a product idea, to build a small email list of buyers, by the way, and people that are interested in this thing, very, very niche, by the way. Okay. And 32 subscribers. Now, since doing that, I haven't checked in with him, but I'm sure he's added more subscribers because even though that has ended, people still want to be able to purchase this thing. So they're probably going to enter their name and email address and keep building that list. All right. So I wanted to share this with you because so many people, like I said, they overcomplicate this process. They think they have to have everything perfect. They think that they have to wait until they have their product created, which, by the way, this product wasn't created. One product was created as a prototype. And then he offered basically to make one of these for these people and only 10, right? That's what he was willing to do. Okay. So 32 people purchased, 32 people opt in, 7 people purchased. That conversion rate is amazing too, by the way. All right. So I hope that this gets your wheels turning. I hope this gives you some inspiration that if my 23-year-old son can do this with a list of just 32 people, I'm sure that you could do it too. And I just want to clarify something. Back in the day when we were doing our fishbowl method, with our little fishbowl and our little, we'd just sit there and we would cut out these little pieces of paper that said name and email. We were taking those email addresses, manually typing them into our Outlook Express little email program. And then we were sending emails as a blind copy to everyone on that list. Why? I didn't know about Aweber back then, although Aweber was a thing. It just kind of started, and I did start to use Aweber later. But I didn't know how to do it. I only knew that I could put people in a custom group inside of Outlook, and then I could send to blind copy so everyone doesn't see everyone else's email. And that was it. I didn't have any tracking on it. I didn't have any, how many clicks did I get? How many opens? All I was able to measure at that point was how many appointments I booked, right? So if we sent out an email and said, hey, we've got 10 sessions available for this specific set that we're creating. We only have 10 appointments available. If you're interested, email us back and we'll schedule the appointment or give us a call. Boom. We'd send that email and we would book those 10 appointments very, very quickly. We were doing Christmas pictures. Get this, Christmas pictures in July because people were fearing that they were not going to get them done in time. So we would, in our studio, we would have a Christmas set. And then we'd have people walk in and with these, little kids in their little Christmas outfits, girls in their little Christmas dresses. And they'd be, having Christmas decorations in their hands in July. Why? Because people wanted our service. They wanted what we had to offer, but they also didn't want to miss out because we showed that, if you don't book in time, we are going to fill up and we don't have any more appointments because it's only the 2 of us. So then there's this scarcity built into it. And we can really do the scarcity thing in any part of our business, even if you aren't a service-based business. You can always limit the amount of quantities because of support, because you want to work exclusively with a certain group, or maybe you just feel like running a sale and you want to put a deadline on it. Doesn't really matter. You just have to have that deadline, right? And that's another reason why my son was able to sell 7 of those in less than 7 days. Actually, 7 days was building the list, and then I think he opened it up for 3 or 4 days, right? So it's actually 3 or 4 days was the actual selling. But the reason why he was able to do that was he had a start, a middle, and an end with a deadline. All right. So hopefully, again, like I said, this has inspired you in just a small little example of what a small list can do. And if you start to build that over time, start to nurture that list and build your KLT, know, like, and trust, I'm telling you right now, that email list will be a massive asset for you and your business and your brand. All right. So if you want help with building your email list, I would encourage you to go to brandcreators.com/workshop. And if you're listening to this before we do our live workshop, you'll be able to attend that, or you can just go there and see when the next one is, or watch a replay if that's available at this time. All right. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully this has helped you get out there, start building that list, start nurturing that list, and start building some goodwill with your market. I'm telling you right now, it'll be well worth it. Guys, take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Cut. All right, guys, let's see how we did here. Awesome. Guys, do you have any quick questions on this before we get rocking and rolling? I see Octavio's on with us. What's up, man? How you doing? Karen, what's up? Hot and sunny day there. That's good. It's good. Sun is always good. I like a little sun every now and then. And actually, speaking of that, I'm probably going to take my second cup of coffee, go out by the pool, and chill for about a half hour and soak some of that sun up. Then I got to get back to work because, well, I'm building out all of the material for tomorrow. And I think as of right now, we're just over 451 people that are registered for our upcoming workshop. So if you haven't registered yet, I would encourage you to do so. Head on over to brandcreators.com/workshop. And I'm going to be breaking down the 3 secrets, the 3 steps to building an email list from scratch. And I'm going to do this by showing you a real example, a case study that we did in a very weird niche, and how we were able to build this list from scratch up to 9,332 subscribers in 30 days. And I'm going to be covering those 3 steps, those 3 secrets, and really breaking it down for you guys so you can learn this process. And it's one of those things, right? If you learn it, this skill set, you can repeat it. And heck, right now, between you and me, I'm kind of doing it right now for the email list building workshop. It's kind of meta because I'm using the workshop as a free lead magnet. I'm going to teach for over an hour, free, okay? And it's going to be valuable. I'm going to attract people that want to build a list, right, in their business and in their brand. And I'm going to help them. I'm going to nurture them, right? I'm going to build that KLT, know, like, and trust. And then I will offer something to them if they want to work with me further. Give them an opportunity. And if they don't, guess what? It's okay. Am I going to abandon those people? No. I'm going to help them further and build more of a relationship. And then most likely those people will come back to another training. They'll watch some more of my free stuff. And eventually they might decide I'm ready. I'm ready to start learning a little bit deeper with Scott. All right. And that's kind of how this whole thing works. So again, between you and me, I'm kind of building a list right now, a new list using this email workshop. All right. So don't tell anyone. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. The Scooby Life says, thanks for doing a later course. Yeah. 9 p.m. Eastern time. Not convenient for me, by the way, but I'm doing it because that's what we used to do years ago. And it worked really well. A lot of people showed up, and that's really what I'm looking for. I want people to show up here. I want a live audience because I do best when I teach in front of a live audience. How would you differently at this stage in your business? How would you, I'm not sure what that means. Salma, can you just rephrase that for me and I can try to answer that? Is the training on Zoom or StreamYard? How easy is it to set up? I'm actually going to be using Webinar Jam, which I haven't used in years, but I still have an account. So I'm going to be using Webinar Jam. There's some cool features that I use within that one. This is for a webinar platform. But I've always used, in the past, I've been using Zoom Webinar, and those have been for my paid workshops. This one here is more for a free workshop, but you could use either or. Zoom would work, StreamYard would work. It doesn't really matter. But within Webinar Jam, there's some different features. How is your son growing his list? Would you do it differently? No, I wouldn't necessarily do it differently. There is something that he's going to be doing that we are going to be working on that I think will do well. But the difference is he's using right now organic free traffic, so it's slow. I would probably do a little bit of paid, which he may. But the list that he's building that in, it's a very, very niche market, very, very niche. But I wouldn't do anything different other than I would probably, like I said, I would just start driving a little bit of paid traffic. Yeah, I really wouldn't do much different other than what he's already done, because it worked, and it's still growing, but it's hard to say without giving it away. But because I don't want to expose that outside of BCA, which I probably will reveal in there. But the other one that he's doing, which is in the same market, but just a different subset of that market, he's going to build sort of like a VIP list, and then he's going to be creating these custom products that they're going to be limited, and then they're also going to go with something else out there that's already being sold. So he's going to kind of like a sneaker drop, how sneakers are kind of coming out with certain designs and they only release a certain number and they're going to drop on a certain day. It's very similar to that. And so I want him to build up a VIP list of people that want these types of custom things. And then from there, he's going to let them know when they're dropping. And then obviously he will be giving them information in the market space as far as to help and to educate them and to give them insights. Okay. How fast can you go with paid versus organic? Well, it depends. If you have organic traffic right now, like we have on our one site, we've got probably around 2,000 to 2,500 people a day coming to that page. And our email list is growing between, I'd say, 20 and 30 people per day just from having a little sidebar widget. So that's all free. But we also have ran a lead magnet for the same thing. And that there I can turn on tomorrow and, probably get 50 cent to 75 cent email leads. So you're going to be able to do it faster if you do paid. It does cost you money, but you can do it faster for sure. But when you start building a list, I recommend people building the list up to 500 to 1,000 if they're doing a lead magnet, like a digital lead magnet, just to get a base. And if you don't have a paid product yet to offer them, that's when I would then build the list of 500 to 1,000 people and then start to learn what they need, what they want, make some affiliate offers and stuff, start learning that process, and then start developing a digital product on the side. But if you already have a digital product, then I would definitely go paid ads. But you are going to be able to do it quicker for sure. All right, guys. So that is it. That's going to wrap up today's little coffee talk. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I got to get going here. I got to get busy wrapping up the material for tomorrow night. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully you guys can make it. And some of you have asked, I've gotten a lot of emails. Is there going to be a replay? There might be. We're planning on recording it, but you just never know with these tools, even Zoom, if it's going to record and if it's going to record clean. So you never know. So your best chance to catching this information and hanging out with us is to be there live, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So I know that different time zones, it's going to be a little hard, a little tough. I know some people were saying, yeah, it's going to be 2 a.m. here. I get it, and I can't control that, but either go to bed early and get up early or just we might have a replay. All right. So that's it, guys. That's going to wrap it up. Have an awesome, amazing day. Take care, take action, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.